I've been buying a lot of cheap tech lately, not because it's cheap, but because I wanted to see what's actually worth the money. These are all under $30 and honestly I didn't expect any of them to be this good. The first thing I bought was this, the R36S. When I was a kid, I was only allowed to play Pokemon Yellow on my Game Boy Color, only if I ranked first in class in a test or something. Now turning this device on weirdly brings back that exact feeling. This costs only about $26 on Shopee, which is basically Amazon here in Southeast Asia, but on Amazon most listings are closer to $35 to $40. But I'll link a trusted AliExpress version as well, and performance-wise it runs retro games really well for the price. Everything I actually wanted to play felt smooth, responsive, and looked great on the screen, which I honestly didn't expect at this price point. Now, one thing to watch out for though is there are fake versions of these out there. The real ones come with 2 RAM chips while the fake ones only have 1, and after verifying them, the ones I bought and the links I'm sharing down below are legit. For nostalgia, gifts, or just revisiting games that you grew up with, these easily feel like more than a $30 device, and it's probably my favorite purchase on this list. Now, after nostalgia, I wanted something that was purely about value. This is the Moondrop Chu II, no RGB, no gimmicks, just really good sound for the money. These costs around $19, and for that price, the tuning is honestly impressive. The vocals sound clear, instruments are well separated, and nothing feels overly boosted or muddy. I've tried a lot of cheaper earbuds that are loud but tiring to listen to. These aren't like that. They're the kind of earphones you forget about and just enjoy whatever you're listening to. If the R36S was about reliving childhood memories, this is the opposite. It's a very adult purchase. No nostalgia here, just something that does its job really well for way less money than it should. I got mine for only $17, but in Amazon it costs around $22. Next is probably the weirdest but most useful thing I bought, this Bluetooth scrolling ring. I paid less than $3 for it, and at first I thought this was pointless, then I actually used it. I wear this on my finger and it lets me scroll Reels, TikTok, or even shoot with my camera, all without touching my phone. Now the main reason I use this is at the gym. Normally I'm too lazy to pick up my phone to scroll Reels between sets, so I end up watching Netflix or YouTube instead. But with this, I can just tap my finger and keep on scrolling. I know it sounds stupid, but it's actually kind of perfect. As I mentioned, it also works as a camera remote so you can take photos from across the room, control videos on a tablet, or scroll hands-free while eating. On AliExpress, this costs also about $3, but on Amazon, it's marked up to around $7. Is this necessary? Absolutely not, but for $3, this might be the laziest and smartest thing that I bought. Next is this wireless charger I picked up for about $6. My girlfriend is always annoyed at me because my phone is constantly on low battery. And I realize it's not because I don't care, it's because plugging in a cable just feels clunky. If something isn't effortless, I just don't do it. So instead, I switched to wireless charging. This one just sits on my desk, it's really small, and I can just drop my phone on it without thinking. Since using this, my phone actually stays charged, and it's one of those upgrades that doesn't look impressive, but quietly fixes a problem you didn't realize you had. Now, the last thing I picked up on this list is something I actually needed. When I record videos, one of my biggest frustrations is not knowing whether I'm actually in the center until it's too late. That's why I grabbed this Shimbol CP5 Mini 2. It's a tiny wireless monitor that mirrors your phone's camera feed so you can see what the camera sees. It's basically a little live view screen you can hold, clip, or prop up, and it pairs with your phone fast. I just place it next to me when I'm recording, and suddenly I can tell in real time whether I'm centered, whether the lighting looks right on me, and whether the shot feels good. It's small, simple, and honestly makes filming myself way less frustrating. If you film videos by yourself and hate guessing your frame, having a little live preview like this is actually really useful. Way more than I expected going into it. Now, what surprised me the most about these 5 tech wasn't the price, it was how useful these actually are. And if you want to see me transform this old setup into this new setup on a budget, make sure to check out my other video.